One video, one habit, a better life after 50. You might be eating a vegetable that's quietly weakening your memory and your legs every day, and you don't even know it. I still remember my grandmother. Every morning, she would sit by the kitchen window, peeling vegetables with hands that trembled just a little. The smell of roasted tomatoes drifted from the oven. Her slippers shuffled softly across the cold tile floor. Lunch was always simple, but one vegetable always made it onto her plate. People said it was healthy, so she believed it was helping her heart. But then something changed. She began to lose her balance more often. She forgot where she put her keys, and sometimes her eyes just stared off into the distance as if searching for something. As a doctor, I started to wonder, could something she was eating every day, something she thought was good for her, actually be making her body weaker? The truth is, according to Harvard Medical School, some vegetables can trigger inflammation, reduce circulation, and even affect memory in older adults, especially when eaten the wrong way. Most people have no idea, and no one is warning them. So what are these 3 vegetables? And which ones should you remove from your plate if you want to stay strong, balanced, and independent after 60? The answers may surprise you. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Senior Healthy Tips 50+. Here, we don't just share information. We share love for our parents, our grandparents, and for the future. Part 1, 3 types of vegetables you should eat every day. 1. Broccoli, the natural shield against aging. When it comes to protecting health in later years, not every vegetable makes a deep impact like broccoli. It is more than just a common green on the dinner plate. Broccoli is a silent warrior, a kind of natural armor designed especially for the aging body. What makes it special is a bioactive compound called sulforaphane. This natural substance is activated when you chop, chew, or lightly cook broccoli. Sulforaphane is not just another vitamin. It works like a biological switch. It turns on detox enzymes. It shuts down silent chronic inflammation, the very process that slowly damages nerves, the heart, and aging joints. Studies from Johns Hopkins University and other geriatric centers have shown that sulforaphane does more than protect joints from micro-damage. It also stimulates cells to produce glutathione, one of the most powerful antioxidants that slow down cellular aging. In simpler words, eating broccoli regularly may help reduce morning stiffness, lessen knee pain when climbing stairs, and ease the dull muscle fatigue you feel after walking. But broccoli is more than just sulforaphane. It also contains vitamin K and calcium, 2 key nutrients for bone health. As we age, bone density drops by 1 to 3% each year. Especially in postmenopausal women, the risk of osteoporosis and fractures rises sharply. Vitamin K in broccoli acts like a traffic controller. It sends calcium to bones where it belongs, not into artery walls where it causes calcification. Plant-based calcium in broccoli is also easier to absorb and less likely to cause constipation than synthetic pills. There is one benefit that often surprises people. Broccoli helps improve peripheral circulation, especially in the legs and feet. where blood flow is usually weaker in older adults. Sulforaphane helps open up small capillaries, delivering more oxygen and nutrients to the lower limbs. For people with type 2 diabetes, this benefit is crucial. Poor blood flow is a major cause of foot ulcers, numbness, and in severe cases, amputation. Thanks to its anti-inflammatory and vascular support effects, broccoli may slow diabetic complications when eaten 3 to 4 times a week. But preparation matters. Overboiling or stir-frying at high heat destroys up to 70% of sulforaphane and vitamin K. The best method is light steaming for 3 to 4 minutes. Just enough to soften but still keep the bright green color and gentle crunch. You can drizzle a bit of olive oil or squeeze some lemon on top to boost fat-soluble vitamin absorption. In my clinical practice, I have seen many patients over 65 with joint pain, weak muscles, or diabetes. They tried many medications, but after just 6 to 8 weeks of eating steamed broccoli daily, their condition improved noticeably. One 72-year-old woman once told me, "I never thought a green vegetable could help me walk steadier like this." Words like hers are living proof of broccoli's quiet strength. A simple food, but one that brings value far beyond its humble look. 2. Spinach. Memory support and muscle strength for seniors. In our later years, we often talk about heart health, joint pain, and blood pressure. But there is something more silent and even more frightening. That is when memory begins to fade, when our steps slow down, when we just want to sit still because the body no longer feels quick or responsive. It may surprise you. A simple green like spinach might be the bridge between a clear mind and a stronger step. Spinach is rich in natural nitrate. This compound has the unique ability to relax blood vessels and boost blood flow to the brain and muscles. For older adults, this is not a luxury. It is a lifeline. When circulation weakens, the brain receives less oxygen. Muscles tire faster. You may feel lightheaded, foggy, or worn out after only a short walk. The nitrate in spinach acts like a pathway opener. It helps the circulatory system bring fresh energy back into both the brain and body. You do not need a fancy pill. Just one plate of greens a day can reboot your entire inner engine. Spinach also provides high levels of lutein and folate. These are often called the twin guardians of the mind. Lutein does more than protect vision. It also builds up in the areas of the brain that manage memory. Several studies from Harvard and the University of Illinois found that older adults who eat more green leafy vegetables with lutein score better on memory tests. They process thoughts faster and report less of what many over 60 call mental fog, that feeling where thoughts seem slow or blocked by a cloudy veil. Folate supports neurotransmitter production. These are the chemical messengers that help the brain communicate with the rest of the body. A long-term folate deficiency may lead to mental fatigue, mild depression, or difficulty concentrating. Spinach is also a close ally of the muscles and bones, especially in the legs and feet. Better blood flow means muscle fibers receive more protein and oxygen. This improves stamina and helps you move with greater confidence. For many seniors, This is the difference between rising steadily or wobbling after getting out of a chair. Spinach contains magnesium and potassium, two minerals that maintain proper muscle tone. They help prevent night cramps and stiffness, complaints that are common among older adults. Vision is another area where spinach shines. Lutein and zeaxanthin protect the macula. This is the most important part of the eye for detailed vision. As we age, macular degeneration becomes the top cause of permanent blindness. Eating spinach regularly acts like a natural shield. It helps protect the retina and preserves sharp eyesight for years to come. Like broccoli, spinach must be prepared the right way. A quick sauté in olive oil or a light steam keeps the nutrients intact. It also softens the cellulose structure, making it easier to digest for older stomachs. Another great option: blend fresh spinach into smoothies with apples, bananas, or almond milk. It goes down easy, and the healthy fats in plant milk help boost lutein absorption. I once treated a 68-year-old woman. She came in tired, forgetful, unable to sleep well. I adjusted her diet and added one small serving of sautéed spinach to her lunch each day. After 3 weeks, she returned and said, "I no longer forget to turn off the stove. And I feel steadier when I walk." That is when I believed it. Spinach is not just a leafy vegetable. It is a cool green river, gently restoring the body, one step at a time. 3. Carrot. Balance and vision protection for seniors. In the world of foods that benefit older adults, carrots are often seen as too simple. But in that simplicity lies a powerful kind of quiet strength. Carrots are rich in beta-carotene. This compound converts into vitamin A, a key nutrient that supports vision, the immune system, and sensory nerve cells. Vision is the gateway to independence in old age. When you see clearly, you can walk steadily, make a cup of tea, read medication labels, and see the expressions of loved ones. When vision fades, steps become uncertain, falls become more likely, and a sense of orientation may be lost. According to the National Eye Institute, a lack of vitamin A is a leading cause of macular degeneration. This condition affects the center of vision in people over 65. Carrots, with their natural beta-carotene, act like a shield for the retina. They protect against blue light damage and help the cornea stay moist and healthy. But carrots do more than protect your eyes. They also help balance and neuromuscular coordination, something many people do not expect. Beta-carotene is a powerful antioxidant. It slows the aging of nerve cells and helps maintain the flow of messages between the brain and muscles. When nerve cells are healthy, your steps are quicker, your balance is steadier, and simple actions like standing up from a chair become smoother and safer. Even 1 carrot a day may help reduce that hidden disconnection between intention and action, a silent kind of imbalance that can be dangerous as we age. Carrots are also excellent for heart health and circulation. Thanks to their polyphenols and soluble fiber, they help lower LDL cholesterol and stabilize blood sugar after meals. For older adults, especially those with type 2 diabetes or high blood sugar, keeping glucose stable after eating is essential. It helps protect the nerves in the feet and hands. It reduces the chance of numbness, unsteady steps, and the loss of foot sensitivity. Another benefit: carrots have a relatively low glycemic index, especially when eaten raw or steamed. This prevents sudden spikes in blood sugar, which can cause dizziness, hand tremors, or fatigue after meals. These symptoms may seem small, but they increase the risk of falling in the bathroom, the kitchen, or on a soft carpet. Carrots are also easy to prepare. When eaten raw, they keep all of their vitamin C and fiber. When lightly steamed or sautéed with a little olive oil, beta-carotene dissolves better in fat. This boosts absorption. For seniors with weak teeth, carrots can be blended into smoothies with apples or nut butters, or mixed into soft porridge for easier digestion. Even a small portion, about half a carrot a day, can make a real difference in vision, nerve function, and overall metabolism. I once advised a 72-year-old man who lived alone. He often felt lightheaded in the mornings. When I reviewed his diet, I noticed he rarely ate orange or red vegetables. After adding steamed carrots to his dinner, along with a little healthy fat, he returned 2 weeks later and said, "Doctor, my eyes see more clearly, and I trip less in the kitchen." A small change, but one that brings back a sense of safety and control. The very things every older adult quietly hopes to hold on to. Part 2. 3 vegetables to avoid in old age. 1. Eggplant. A hidden risk to your joints and muscles. Eggplant, with its smooth purple skin and gentle shape, is a familiar dish in many meals of Asian American and Mediterranean families, and also among older adults in the United States. But behind that soft appearance lies a little-known risk: solanine, a natural compound that can affect the health of people over 65 in quiet but persistent ways. Solanine is a glycalkaloid found in nightshade vegetables, including eggplant. In sensitive individuals, solanine may trigger low-grade inflammation in joints and muscles, especially in aging joints like knees, ankles, and wrists. Some people describe the feeling after eating eggplant as if their joints were being splashed with cold water. Stiffness and a slight sting when walking, especially in the early morning. This is not just a passing sensation. According to the Arthritis Foundation, solanine can increase inflammatory cytokines in the blood. These compounds contribute to cartilage breakdown in people with chronic arthritis. But solanine does not stop at joints. It also affects the peripheral nervous system, the part of the body that controls sensation, reflexes, and balance. A small repeated intake of solanine may slow down the nerve signals between the brain and muscles, causing mild hand tremors, slower reactions when stepping downstairs, or a feeling of being lost in space. These symptoms are often blamed on aging, but in reality, they may improve simply by removing eggplant from the diet for a few weeks. In addition, solanine impacts blood circulation to the lower limbs. In older adults, blood vessels have already weakened with time. When solanine causes even slight narrowing of these small vessels, blood flow to the legs drops. The result is cold feet numbness and sometimes nighttime cramps. These symptoms are often mistaken for calcium deficiency or muscle fatigue, leading to misdiagnosis and incorrect treatment over time. One of the dangers of eggplant is that cooking does not remove solanine. Whether baked, fried, stewed, or steamed, this compound remains in the flesh of the vegetable, especially near the skin. For sensitive individuals, just a few slices of eggplant per week may be enough to trigger mild joint stiffness, tired legs after dinner, or numb fingertips. I once treated a 68-year-old woman who experienced heavy knees and poor sleep at night. After removing eggplant from her meals for 2 weeks, she reported a 70% reduction in knee discomfort and a clear improvement in her sleep quality. Of course, not everyone who eats eggplant will be affected, but for people over 65 with a history of arthritis sciatica or those on blood pressure medications, the chance of reacting to solanine is higher than normal. As the body loses its ability to detoxify efficiently, all potential sources of inflammation should be evaluated with care. In the big picture of senior nutrition, eggplant is not the #1 enemy, but it is certainly a factor that can quietly damage joint mobility and muscular stability, especially for older adults who are trying to maintain balance, prevent falls, and stay independent. Removing eggplant from their diet may be a wise and thoughtful choice, a small change that can make a big difference. 2. Green bell pepper, a silent trigger of inflammation. When we talk about healthy vegetables, green bell pepper often makes the safe list. With its sweet crunch and easy preparation, it shows up in salads, stir-fries, and roasted dishes every day. But for those over 65, green bell pepper may quietly fuel low-grade inflammation that slowly affects the joint's circulation and digestion. One controversial component in green bell peppers is lectin, a plant-based protein that acts as a natural defense. In moderate amounts, lectin is harmless to most healthy individuals. But in older adults with weakened gut linings and more sensitive immune systems, lectin can become a quiet disruptor. It attaches to the gut wall, causing micro-injuries that reduce nutrient absorption and trigger mild digestive inflammation. Many seniors who experience bloating, constipation, light diarrhea, or trouble absorbing vitamin B12 and iron are unaware that green bell pepper may be contributing to these issues. But it does not stop at digestion. Low-grade inflammation from lectin also weakens peripheral blood vessels, especially those supplying the legs and feet. Clinical reports have noted that older adults who eat green bell peppers regularly often show signs like cold feet, heavy calves when standing, or even light imbalance when climbing stairs. This happens because lectins can reduce the flexibility of blood vessel walls, making it harder for blood to flow smoothly to the lower limbs. In aging bodies, even a small disruption in circulation can increase the risk of falling. And for someone over 65, a fall can be life-changing. Another reason to limit green bell pepper in senior diets is its low antioxidant content. Compared to ripe red, yellow, or orange bell peppers, the green variety contains less vitamin C, beta-carotene, and lycopene. These powerful nutrients fight free radicals and protect cells from damage. But since green bell peppers are harvested before ripening, they miss out on these benefits. That means not only does green bell pepper lack protective qualities, It may also add inflammatory risks without offering enough healing balance. For seniors with existing conditions like arthritis, heart disease, high blood pressure, or irritable bowel syndrome, avoiding or reducing green bell pepper is worth considering. In these individuals, even slight inflammation can speed up vascular aging, raise blood pressure, worsen joint pain, and quietly disrupt memory balance and sleep. Even when cooked, lectin levels in green bell peppers only drop slightly, not enough to eliminate the risk. That is why older adults are better off choosing red, orange, or yellow bell peppers instead. These colorful varieties are proven to offer greater anti-inflammatory benefits, support better vision, and enhance circulation. In summary, green bell pepper is not a toxic food. But for seniors, especially those with sensitive systems or chronic illnesses, it is a vegetable that calls for caution. Choosing the right vegetables in later life can make the difference between a smooth walk in the park or a week of nagging back pain. And sadly, green bell pepper does not belong on the priority list. 3. White potato, the quiet thief of strength and balance. In our later years, when every step needs stability and every meal deserves thoughtful care, there is one food that seems harmless: the white potato. But for many, it quietly becomes a thief of strength. Few recognize the risk. For older adults in America, white potatoes are a comfort food. Mashed potatoes, fries, baked potatoes at dinner tables. But beneath that humble skin lies a serious threat to blood sugar circulation and overall stability that must not be ignored. The first concern is the high glycemic index of white potatoes. Once eaten, they convert rapidly into glucose, causing blood sugar to spike. For seniors whose metabolism has slowed, whose pancreas responds sluggishly, and whose insulin sensitivity has dropped, these spikes act like repeated small shocks. Over time, they wear down blood vessels and spark systemic inflammation. The blood flow to legs, feet, and brain grows weaker. Legs feel cold or numb. Balance falters. The mind grows cloudy and reaction time slows. It does not stop there. Regular consumption of white potatoes has been strongly linked to atherosclerosis, a condition where artery walls become coated with cholesterol plaques and inflamed tissue. This narrows blood flow to the lower limbs. Wounds heal more slowly. Leg pain while walking becomes common. Nighttime cramps or even tissue damage in people with diabetes can follow. There is also the way white potatoes are often prepared. Many seniors add rich butter, extra salt, or deep fry them. These methods make the dish more flavorful, but also far more dangerous. Just one serving of mashed potatoes with buttermilk and salt may exceed the daily limit for saturated fat and sodium. Especially risky for those with high blood pressure or who take diuretics. Fried potatoes bought from stores or restaurants often contain trans fats and acrylamide. These substances harm the nervous system and increase systemic inflammation. So why continue eating a food that weakens balance, strains muscles, and worsens inflammation? There are simpler, healthier options. Sweet potatoes, for example, have a much lower glycemic index and are rich in beta-carotene, vitamin A, and soluble fiber. These nutrients help regulate blood sugar, fight oxidative stress, and support healthy digestion. Carrots are another great choice. They protect eyesight, aid nerve muscle coordination, and stabilize blood pressure. Switching from white potatoes to nutrient-rich root vegetables is more than a dietary change. It is a lifestyle shift, a move toward reclaiming strength, clarity, and control over each step in daily life. It is like breaking an old habit to win back resilience. To be clear, white potatoes are not entirely bad. But for those over 65, especially with diabetes, cardiovascular disease, or dizziness on standing, they are best replaced. A small change today could protect your freedom of movement tomorrow. And at this age, is there anything more dignified than walking with confidence and living independently? So, my dear friends, now you know the truth. Not every vegetable is your friend after 65. And sometimes, what seems healthy on the surface may quietly chip away at your strength, your memory, and your freedom to move. But don't worry, you don't need expensive supplements or fancy diets. You just need the right knowledge and small daily choices that truly support your aging body. Maybe today, you'll steam a little broccoli, add a handful of spinach to your breakfast, or swap those mashed white potatoes for sweet ones, full of antioxidants and care. These are not just food swaps. They're acts of love for your joints, your mind, your life. And remember, aging is not about giving up. It's about learning, adapting, and thriving with wisdom. Now, if you found this video helpful, please take 1 second to click like, share it with your loved ones, and subscribe to Senior Healthy Tips 50. Your support helps us reach more seniors like you, who deserve to live stronger, longer, and better. And I want to hear from you. Which vegetable surprised you the most? Leave a comment below, because your story may inspire thousands more. Until next time, stay safe, stay